do best.
From the heart of Delta State, you are tuned in to SRTV Asaba.
All right. Some platform is struggling with me on my station here, so I'm going to get rid of that and then we can concentrate. Well, a very, very good morning to you guys. I didn't want to start with this, but James wouldn't leave my platform this morning. He's dominating everywhere. Well, a very good morning to you all. My name is Daddy Chris. Let's talk about me first before we talk about Oga James, because that is the only way it's going to work. Yes, a very good morning to you all. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is SRTV State of the Nation. And I want to announce something beautiful, which the celebration of James Ibori's birthday inspired me just this morning. I'll be launching a show which I called, it's going to be a unique documentary on the living and the dead legend we have in Nigeria. And so we're going to be doing that. Expect that. And I'm going to start with James Ibori this week. I'll find a way to get it done. I don't have a choice. And this needs to be done. And I will kick it off. Well, today, like I said, it's a very beautiful day. It's the 4th of August. That's his birthday. And today we're celebrating James Ibori's birthday. And it is a very crucial moment that those of you that know James Ibori, or those of you that just heard about him, what do you know about him? What are the things you know about him? Watch out for my documentary as we dissect the life of this great. If you don't agree with him or anything, you know he's a powerful man. You know, there was a saying, there was one thing I said one day, and somebody said, that Ibori, when they do this and do this, he said, I don't want that kind of problem when the Ibori can't get at the end. And I said, oh boy, you're not even qualified to have his problem. You know, you get to grow to be qualified to attain a particular temptation. How would I put it? Job was rich. That was why he faced that kind of temptation. So you need to be qualified for some temptation. So most of you are not even qualified. So don't even talk down on global icons sometimes. But not that I agree with everything James has done, but today is a day to celebrate him. And as I was watching something today, something interests me. Let me say this, very, very interesting. As I was listening to this young lady on, she was introducing Ngozi. Ngozi I love Ngozi. You know, she's still down to earth. Whether DG of WTO or not, she's down to earth, and she's from my state. And funny enough, when you do, if you're doing a master's level in law or in some international studies, WTO is one of those things you study. And to know that our sister is the DG. I mean, it's quite interesting. So there's a word the young lady used. It says she's a global institution in human form. I want to use that word for Ibori this morning. Ibori is a national institution in human form. Let's give him that credit. Let's respect him for what it is. Like when you watch the documentary with me, you'll be able to know who is really James Ibori. Now, let's get on with the business of today. As you know, today is State of the Nation. And when you come on my show, you know, it's not one of those shows where you just enjoy, not with me. But if I don't do something that, if we don't talk about the economic summit, we'd rather die. If we don't talk about the economic summit that have everybody in my state at the moment, Delta State, where I come from, we'd rather die. So we're going to talk about it. So let's see what we can do. So today's topic is Delta State at the crossroad. That's how I put it. And this is my design for your information. It's Delta Economic and Investment Summit 2026. Now, I want to be thorough. I'm going to be very, very careful as I navigate this journey because it's a very complex one. And I'm going to take a look at some of the speeches and I'm going to analyze it. And I'm going to tell you what Daddy Chris has been advocating for and see whether it is represented in this, or from what is coming through from the speeches, you can hear one or two from them. And that's what we're going to try and do today. So let us be careful. Let us be thorough as we analyze this. All right. Let's start with Angela. Ngozi. Ngozi Wela. The first, those are the few ones I've been able to take a look. I'm sure I'm going to look at this again tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But there's something she said. Take 3 crops and concentrate. Take 3 crops and concentrate. All right. I'm still waiting to who's going to take the 3 crops and concentrate. You see where I'm coming in? Is it the state government that's going to concentrate? Is it the people that will concentrate? Who's going to take it? That is you see, this summit left so many things unanswered. What is not clear, maybe when the governor will speak or when the secretary to the state government will talk to us again, they have an opportunity to tell us the model of operation. In case you're just joining my show, and in case you missed the news in any show I do, I am currently advocating for a state-led economic transformation that reposition public university and other higher institutions as the primary engine of industrial production and innovation. There's no other language that can describe my show more than this, or that will be able to explain whatever I'm going to talk about today. And so, in view of this, when I look at what they said, you'll be asking me, does it marry with what are the Christ's vision or not? My vision may not be correct, mind you, but this is mine. After 60 years on earth, this is what I think will be the way forward for Nigeria, for Africa, and for Delta State. So this is exactly what I stand for. I am advocating for a state-led economic transformation that reposition public universities and other higher institutions as primary engines of industrial production and innovation. Now, for people that will watch this show tomorrow, I may not be there to explain some of the details to you, and some of them may be missing in action. So I'm going to release, the moment after this broadcast, I'm going to release a lot of things on my Facebook. And I pray that I'll be able to share some of the visions that I talked about on this show, because I can see that I have a lot to share with you, because I'm now going to take a look at what the brilliant men, what they talked about, and before I come to me. So I may miss some of this thing, but let's quickly go to the beginning, which is what I talked about. So now that you know where I'm going, this is where I'm going. So this is what I believe in. So it is on this basis that I'll be agreeing and disagreeing. So, and if there's any loopholes or any questions, I will ask, and I'll probably be looking for answers, and which any of you can do. So let's go to the first one. Ngozi said, Auntie Ngozi, but I say you did ask Boriori whether elder. All of us will be elders now. But anyway, Auntie Ngozi, you said we should take 3 crops and concentrate. I cannot agree with you more. Because if you talk of any economy, you know them for one thing or the other. So why not? If we pick on 3 crops and concentrate and make it the best, then we'll be at a very, very comparative advantage, because we'll be able to concentrate our research on that. We'll concentrate building. Let me put it this way. If you are concentrating on cassava, yam, and one other stuff, then you know that you're not going to plant any other thing. You're going to spend energy and learning and power and machines and everything on that. And that way you become better. Because don't be like that. The place who does this today does this tomorrow. That's where I am, still where I am. So I cannot agree with Ngozi more. So yes, but the only question that will still be left is, of course, she's not the one to tell the state what to do. But sometimes, she wants to be critical, and sometimes she just say, let me commend these people. And to be honest, let me say the truth. I've been against this government for some time now. I know they still don't get it. But, wanting to do something is something. The government wants to succeed. Not knowing what to do is another story, but the intention is there. And of course, we are human beings. When they sit down there, it's what that came to their mind. It's the knowledge they have that they're going to try and use to help us. So it is important that you and I actually chip in one or two things that will go back to the drawing table. I hope that the message from this summit will go back to the drawing table of this government and they will be able to put it through. So, like when Ngozi said, she talks about taking 3 crops and concentrating. You might take 4. Because palm kernel is not very good. We know how good we are. We can be good at that. So we might take cassava, palm kernel, which should be in the longer term. And then other one, palm kernel is only 3-4 years to start yielding results. So I think we can look at that. We're going to talk about planning. Because that's one thing. Because we just plant anywhere we see now. Everywhere is a farm. Everywhere is... You know why? You see, some of this problem we go through is the next digression. And I can't help but just talk about it. When I talk now, they say, "How headsmen won't let you go to farm. This will not let you do this." And I'm wondering, how could headsmen stop you from going to farm? It's alien to me. You know why? Because headsmen are not even supposed to be moving around in the first place. There should be a place. No, and you cannot even farm anywhere you see. Where is your land? Yes, but you can't farm anyhow. There should be a structured farming pattern. This area is known for farming. That is where you go and farm. Not everybody you farm. You go inside this place, is a farm. You go here, it's a farm. You go here, it's a farm. No. And headsmen, you know what? Keep your animals in your ranches. You're not going to disturb us with it. Otherwise, you will be arrested. These are government policies. So most of them cannot be done with that by me and you alone. So we need government. So hopefully, all this one will come in because at the end of the day, we're going to talk of the necessary regulation for all these things to work. Nigeria said, we should take on 2-3 crops or 5 or 6 of them and concentrate. I agree. I hope that's sinking through. Number 2, which on the things he mentioned is, he said we should dominate the blue economy. And this is a big word. We have seaport. We have how many seaports? Portable. But that's not the blue economy alone. The blue economy is our ocean. Imagine the fishing, which I've been talking about here. It's part of farming. If we concentrate on fishing, then we can feed the whole of Delta State. Like she said, we can feed the whole of Nigeria. In fact, the secretary to the state government was able to outline our geography. He talked about that 60% is land, but 40% of our land, of our territory is actually the water. What are we doing with it? That is our blue economy. Imagine the amount of fish we could fish in our territorial water and how much we could export and how we could save Nigeria from buying fish, from importing fish abroad. You see, this is very important. Now, you know what is so interesting? She went further and warned, that the Christ will do the same. That we are not talking about bringing foreign vessels to come and fish the whole place. Oh, we are talking about we doing it. It's a 2 different things. I've been very, very, very skeptical about these so-called foreign investors. And I'm not completely against it. But I ask, where is me in this picture? Now, for those of you that's watching me today, the Economic Summit is ongoing. Where are you in it? This is your state too. The governor is supposed to be working for you and I. Do you find yourself inside this summit they're talking about? All the big grammar they spoke there. Are you in the picture? If you are not, something is wrong. Because it must be able to affect your life. And it's going to affect your life, whether you like it or not. It's either you take part in it or learn from it and be part of it and make sure it helps you, or you stay there, it will still destroy you. In that way, we are in this together. We sign a bond. The day you are born into the country, you sign, you take your hand, touch ink. That's what we talk about, but inky. That's where we are. So let's quickly take a look at that. So we cannot play with the enormous potential of our water. In fact, that is where Delta State is in a very, very comparative advantage to others. Unfortunately, we are not using it. I'm not going to criticize today. Today is more or less of a peaceful day. Thank you, Ngozi, for pointing that out. So it's not that the Chris that said so. Let me bring my face a little bit more so you can see me talking, because it's a serious issue. Then, there's something that is central to all this discussion in that place, which Oboribori don't want us to talk about, which I know nobody will want to talk about. The most important thing in all this is, are we creating jobs for our young people? Okay, the first one will be to make money for the state. We want to do this, how much do you think, if your vision will do, how much will it become for us as a people? You get to have that picture in your head. So if I do this in the next 5 years, like I'm coming to that. Professor Lumumba told you that you should think beyond your time, beyond yourself, knowing that you're not successful until your predecessor or somebody that succeeds you is successful. But let me not challenge you with that, because that would be too much. But the question is, can you see how much the state can generate? What is the projection? What is the plan? You see, when we have that, then things can be more clearer for people like us, and they will begin to key in and begin to help you. But the most important thing is, where is the young people in all these things? The last time I checked, Delta State young people, the unemployment is. I told a young girl she finished 2 service. She stayed there at my place in Abuja. She said, "Oh, now go home." He said, "No, go where? Delta State. What is it going to do? Is it she going to go and start doing POS? That she rather stay in Abuja." Even with all her challenges, she refused to go back. But I'm not challenging. I'm not insulting you today. That is a very clear message. This summit, I am sure deep down inside of you, is what you want to achieve. But it must be intentional enough. Let me use the word, it must be intentional enough for you to achieve that. Because the rate of Okada Keke riders in Delta State, POS, is unacceptable. So I hope that this economic summit will be looking at that. Because all of them agree with this. Then, this is one part of the summit I love. Patrice, it's not easy. Enemelu started this. He told us that in all the grammar you're saying now, nothing will happen without power. You can talk of development as much as you like. Without power, it's not going to work. And the thing is, and a wise government will take this as an advantage, really, rather than a cost. Because if you think of it, if we have power problem, in engineering, that gives you an opportunity to make money. Or I know as an entrepreneur, all you now think is, okay, if there's a challenge, I want to find a solution to it and make money with it. I'm still wondering why Nigerian businessmen have not been able to exploit that. Maybe it's the government policy. Why the state government have not been able to do that? They are interested in policing. They are not. But we have a problem. The problem is electricity. We don't have enough power. I can't even operate from Delta anymore because the place, I'm funny why I bought the place. In fact, they don't have light in 2 years, and they collect electricity bill every month, or they're going to cut me off. But then I don't have any way to even sue them. I'm looking for the way to deal with them in that place. But they are lucky that I'm not in town. My little people who are in town, they can't fight them, and it's hot. So this is the trouble we face as a nation of Borewori. And how are you going to actually solve this problem? By giving us electricity. You know why electricity shouldn't even be a problem to us? Oh my God. We have sun. Now there's solar technology that brings in energy. Not the little ones we are doing at home. We need solar farms. Is it really rocket science to create solar farm? The president has done one in Aso Rock. It's very, very important we learn from this. But I'm not going to waste that. But they let you know that the power is very important. That without power, there won't be development. And with power, the cost of production go down. This is Professor analyzes. Prof, is very, very critical. put statistics to it, that the whole of Nigeria will generate 5,000 megawatts of electricity. China generate 3 million megawatts of electricity. No. Let's get it. We as a nation will generate only 5,000. China generate 3 million megawatts. The implication of that is that they have so much of it, so they don't pay too much for it anymore. Meaning their cost of production has been reduced drastically, and that gives them that advantage to compete with the rest of the market. That's why he said that even if whatever you have in this home, even if you start to produce it in Delta State today, it will still be cheaper in China because they have power. The cost of me running SRTV in London is cheaper than the cost of running SRTV in Asaba. Let me put it to you that way. It doesn't cost me anything here because it's my power. Electricity is very cheap here. I mean, I pay and I'm here. I have constant light. I do things without thinking of electricity. But my people in Asaba have to go and run the gen. Oh, the gen is... They got me upset. Even when I put a solar panel, it's still... So the place is not good for production. Now, if I were to be the governor, that would be the first business I would do. Let me give these people power, make money from them to solar farm. I'm not sure the federal government has any restriction as to who can run a solar panel or a solar energy station. I don't think there's any problem with that. Oburu, I'm sure we are ready to pay. If you give me constant electricity today and you give me a bill, it will be far cheaper than me buying fuel. I'll be more than happy to pay. So here is the problem we have in Nigeria. The market is there. The source of making the money from the government is there, but the government is waiting for that private man to come and do the job. And don't forget what I said today, and I'll say it again, that what I'm advocating is a state-led, state engineer economic transformation. That is another word to put. Let the state engineer this transformation that can reposition the university and other institutions. Because why are you looking for what you already have? And where can be a better production hub than the university and higher institution? You have enough land there. You have the talent. I don't think I've gotten anything wrong in my paper. That's why in my book, in the 2 books I wrote, Education Certificate Shame and the State as a Creator, it puts all of them together. This morning I was just trying to write, and I'm going to share one image with you now, which is the central image of today. This goes with the economic transformation. I say from ivory tower to industrial engine. What this means is that you turn the university to that beautiful tower, to that place where you just go and misbehave, into the industrial engine of the nation. You can't get it wrong, sir. But you need to pay me, sir. You'll be paying me. Because these things are not free. But I'm going to share it freely with you. And hopefully that the nation will benefit from this. It's all in my book. But let's go in detail. Let's finish the speeches first, because I don't want to jump. I'm still on the speech. I'm still on the speeches. Because you know, when you have people like the Angela and the Patrice, you're going to get wahala. And like she said, wahala for people who are thieves, corruption. Ngozi na wahala. So they give wahala. And some of the wahala now they identify. So he indirectly give Obori wahala. But let's not go into that. She was positive. All true. But we need to read between the lines. Now, Patrice, you know him. He said, and this is something I talk about every day. Today, if you remove WhatsApp from my phone, I become useless. Now, I am now used to AI, that I cannot do anything, practically nothing without AI today. So that brings the question. We are now AI people. Anything we do now is AI. You understand? All my graphics now are not done with AI. My life, I'm able to present this show now, share this thing with you. I don't call anybody. I now do it myself. Freely, cheaply, and it's so beautiful. Now, one question is this, which Patrice asked. What happened if the owners or the operator just switch it off? If they switch off Facebook today I will no more broadcast. If they switch off YouTube today, I will no more broadcast. If they want to cut Nigeria off from the world today, they just need to switch off our internet. Do we have our own technology? No. In fact, I said to Nollywood filmmakers, you guys are making fun and putting it on YouTube. Una never ask our government make it try at least create our own YouTube. Would that be so hard? At least if we not get Netflix, can't you people have your own YouTube? A YouTube that will be called only for film. Let's start with that. Then people, other things will begin to step up. You can let film and music. You can't get it wrong, Nigeria. No, we are dependent on YouTube, on Facebook, and now we are now dependent on AI, on WhatsApp. Let me remind you, Chinese, they're not waiting for America. In fact, Chinese, the America have their own YouTube, right? Chinese have TikTok. Completely independent from America. Technology is the same, slight difference. In fact, now Chinese TikTok is taking over. Now, if you go to China, they don't use WhatsApp. I think my friend was there the other day. He said, we talk, we chat. That's what they have there. I don't know exactly what it is. Hello, if you're listening, we are the biggest black nation on earth. Where is our own innovation? It brings me again to what I believe in. Only a solution with the university, what I'm advocating for, is the way forward. And that is exactly what I'm trying to talk about today. I'm going to spend a lot of time to trash this in detail. And I don't want to shout because there's so much to learn here. If our universities are now in charge of production, that is where you're going to see one researcher who is graduating to say, okay, how do we get our own YouTube based on the YouTube that is there? It becomes a very simple thing to do. And because it's now technologically driven, the university might be the one to launch our first YouTube. Clap for yourself. When I finish today, I'm going to send this presentation, because it's a presentation, it's not just a show. I'm going to send it to some of my university vice chancellors to take a look, and because it's so really simple. All right, let me go. So, and when as I was listening, let me stop there because I will not have time too. But you see, in all I listened to in that summit, you know, they recognized the royal fathers, the vice presidents were there, many people were there. They were all recognized, and my ears, I was waiting to see, and all the vice chancellors, all the academic institutions that were there, I didn't hear from them. So that means they were either not even consulted, or they may not even be brought in to be part of this. Because right now, university education for Delta State is a burden. Let me use the word. Because the last time I was saying, they said, how can you compare Delta State to Abia State? Abia State have only 2 universities. Delta State have 12 universities. And I say, if I have 12 universities, that is 12 companies for me. I mean, I have 12 production hub. No joke. Not a joke. If you look at what I've put down here, only university alone, if I am allowed to run Nigeria, in the only university we generate 245 billion. And with the university projection, we will become a G7 in another 5 years, or 10 to 15, 20 years. We'll be among the G7 because we'll be making about 5 trillion. And I projected it on this. If you take a look at this flyer carefully, you see it's not full, so maybe you guys can take a look at it. But it's a very important thing. You take a look at what I projected here. Now, if you listen to this, well, you find out that we can become a $5 trillion US economy. And that's what qualifies you to be among the G7. It is not rocket science. Now, you see, the last time I came here and I said to you, if somebody asks you, are your leaders really corrupt? I said, no, they are not corrupt because they are never qualified to be corrupt. And if they admit between me and them today, you are not a qualified corrupt man. Because a corrupt man, why would I steal 1 naira? If I can make 20 naira, I'll steal 10 naira. Because Nigeria, they say you cannot steal, but can you be productive? The problem we have is we're living we have unproductive leaders. Can you see how long it take Oborowori 3 years to come up with an economic summit? The question is, if you have this vision before you came to office, you should have started with it. He didn't have it. Well, okay, he's learning on the job, no problem. But now, even right here, after 3 years, you still don't know where you're going because you don't even have a plan. What you just said, you heard they're going to do economic summit, you gather this good brain together. Credit to you for doing that. But sir, you still don't have direction and you're not listening. I don't want to be angry today. You're not listening. Because there's a way out here, bro. You find that if you listen to idiots like me, now let me put this message back there, because you are presenting this beautiful summit to the rest of the world, inviting Angela to come, this to come. If you had invited the lecturers, just invite your vice chancellors. These are the think tank of the nation. How do I call them? University, the VCs are our think tank. Oh God. Because I know we have this all the 12 universities. Imagine you now bring them in. That's what I'm advocating for. So don't mind me. So I will push in more or less for that always. So maybe what I'm saying, I'll always come back to what I believe in. But that you didn't call them, that you didn't invite them, it tells me that you don't even know what you're doing, because maybe you don't buy it doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. You don't agree with my economic philosophy or economic approach to this thing. What I think is solution to Nigerian problem today is not one foreign investor coming to solve the problem. It's we doing it with the state at the top. The state say, okay, we're going to farm. This is the farm. This is where we're going to do the farm. And these are the crops we are farming. In the next 3 years, this is what we're going to do. Then we employ people and we go about doing it. And how do you practically do this state? You have the universities. They become your outlet. The universities in Nigeria are more than villages. You have land that are not used. And do you know the beautiful thing? You have talent in the universities and workers. Like I said, if you read my book, university students should be earning money while they're in school. Have you thought about that? That's where I'm coming from. In my book, the university will make more money than the state. Nobody needs your money. You've set up the university. The university is going to be an institution of its own. In fact, being the VC, it makes you a governor. It's going to be bigger than the local government. Do you understand? Because there will be no allocation. He doesn't care because he's going to make money. As a vice chancellor, you have all that space. Once they kickstart you, or you take a loan, you go. Imagine. Look at what I designed here. Because I'm going to look at it on the surface and then we're going to break it down into pieces. This is where the show starts now. Now the show starts. Now let's take a look at what I put on this screen. Let me take this out because this is serious. Now, I am saying here that Nigeria will target $5 trillion US economy in few years' time with the per capita income of $20,000. All right? This is what I'm projecting per annum. And somebody think it's a joke. And I said, this is a blueprint. It's in this book here. This image tells the story. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do that through the universities. And I came up with 3 arms, 3 ways it's going to be done. How the university going to come and do this? Right now, because we are starting, the university will focus on 3 things they need to do. Number 1, they will produce technical graduates. Oh, why do you call it technical graduates? They are technical graduates because they are not going to go and study something that they will not be able to use. They will be working while they are in the university. And I'm going to demonstrate that because it's quite detailed today. I'm going to go from one sector to the other. So I'm going to share that image with you immediately, how the university is going to do that. But let's stay here first. So imagine the university running a university farm, a university company, a legal service, a hospital. We have teaching hospitals already. We have maybe a pharmaceutical services. We have a film and television studios, and we have tech and manufacturing. Imagine if our university have all this. They will be making a minimum of 329 trillion naira per annum. I'm not joking. It's no mathematics. It's not like people say, my children say, not be chon, not be chon, be this. These are possible. Let me share you another quick image to make you understand this. This is deep. This is deep. I call it the learn, earn, and contribute. Learn, earn, and contribute. When students come here, they learn, they earn money, and they contribute. So students do not just go to school to go and study some stupid theoretical thing. As they are there, they are workers. Because the company is, like what I shared with you before. The university already have a studio. Okay, there's a department for, that's what I'm creating at the moment with the University of Abuja. The University of Abuja will create the studio. So it's an independent body from the Department of Films and Television, but they are married. We have it here in the Middlesex University at the moment. That's where I'm working. Here we have the Middlesex Studio, which is an integral part of Films and Television Department of the Middlesex Universities. This is how it works. You see, this is so beautiful. The studio engaged in production of film non-stop. Hello? The studio engaged in production of film non-stop. The students work as trainees, cameramen, editors in the studio, and that is part of their training. And they earn because there's a budget for the film they are working on. So I don't know whether you can get this wrong, my people. Come on, tell me. I'm confused. Let's come. Let me repeat that. I'm using the very case study that is already ripe, and I'm using myself as a case study. Currently, I have a deal with the Middlesex Studios to make movies there non-stop. So I have the facilities to my name, and everybody that want to make a film, and for your information, if you want to make a music video, just give me a call. I'll take you there and I'll get your job done for you. If you have a movie you want to shoot in London, bring it. We will not. The good thing about me is I'm a trained producer. So I'm going to teach you the production and the technical facilities. I think I'm vast in all the areas now. That's what I bring on the table. Now, this is where it has become so good. So if you have all this lovely stuff, so the university is now going to make movies non-stop with the studio. I am there now. They don't have to do all themselves. They now brought me in to make movies with them non-stop. I need them to do it because I need the facilities, which is good for me. And one thing, I need the student and the lecturer to help me work on my project. Now, it's a win-win for me, right? Now, this is where it comes to the university. University is happy because they're going to earn some money from the movie I'm going to make with them in the place. They have some percentage. Now, the students are now going to learn the true art of filmmaking rather than just studying some theory in class and go home. Hello? And this is the beauty of it. Anytime the student work on a film project with me, I pay them whatever that, because in my budget, there's a budget for every role. So if a student takes the role of the assistant cameraman, he get paid as an assistant cameraman. He's an assistant. He's not supposed to know the whole job yet. That's why he's an assistant. He helps the cameraman to do one or two things. Are you guys with me? This is a beautiful model. I don't know, God gave it to me and I'm giving it freely. You know the funniest thing? I gave this model to Middlesex University and I told them about the film. Funny enough, when I told them, they jumped at it because they said that Chris, this is exactly in line with our studio mission. Because the studio is already there. I wasn't the one that created the studio. They have all these facilities they thought is for training. No, the facilities should be used to make movies and bring in income to the university. So you see, the university is not going to make income from their own production. Now I'm only there. I can be kicked off and somebody else will do it. But the university now have a studio that will make money. And they have the same studio to train them, the people. And the students now earn while they are students. How can you get this wrong? If we do this in Nigeria, like I already sell this to University of Abuja. So University of Abuja will now set up a center for creative studies, which is something new. I shouldn't be talking about this now. All right. So let me keep it something. But what I'm saying is that let's leave that one. Let's leave film. Let's go to something else. Now look at the university farm. Supposing through the agricultural department, the Delta State University, because we are home now, Delta State University now embark on University Farm, Desu Farm. Very easy to call it anymore. Desu Farm. In Desu Farm, we're going to plant crops, right? And then, you see where I say the state engineered. Let me bring what I'm advocating now. This is the vision. The Delta State government, we now say we don't want to go to any other place to start this our model. Let's start with Delta State University. Let's create the Desu Farm. What can we plant there? Maybe we start with cassava or tomatoes or something. And then the state government will inject the money. The workers may not all be in the universities. You can then bring some workers in from the locals. And then if you need some expert, you can bring one or two more. And they become lecturers anyway. They're not just coming there to collect money. So you just boost the quality of your lecturers. And in the process, the DESU will be making money from farm. They'll be training agricultural students on this very unique farming structure. And the student will earn money. And Delta State government will earn money because this is an investment. It's not something you just give to DESU to go and joke. No, you give it DESU. We are putting so billions into this farm. We're going to make the money back. And I monitor it. How is Subaru going to lose? And how are you as a state going to lose? This is why I'm confused. And I'm going to be detailed. I'm going to be more thorough on this today. So let's take it now. I talk about the construction company. Like I said, at the end of the day, you see me saying that any course that is not useful today, don't teach it. Scrap it. We don't need them. So, because they are not contributing to our existence. If we close Delta State University today, we will not miss anything. If we close all the Nigerian universities today, we will not miss a thing. Because they are not the one fixing our cars. They are not the one farming for us. They are doing nothing. Even the people they are training, they become liability. But we can turn the tide around and make them generate the 5 trillion naira that will make us, the 5 trillion US dollar economy that will make us join the G7. That's what I'm saying. Ambitious, yes. But it's possible. It's possible, my people. Now, let's talk about the next one. Say construction. The construction, if we just construct houses, right? So if the Department of Construction can construct houses, right? Let us say government will say, okay, we are going to build an estate in so place. Desu, your construction department, give us the plan. You see, when I was talking about the plan that time, these are the people that will help you. They help you design the 3D vision of what the estate will look like. And then if we like it and it is environmentally friendly, we know there's going to be electricity there, there's going to be water, and there'll be security. But the moment you launch that stuff, we're buying it today. And you don't, because you're not going to sell like so expensive like other people. If I will borrow money to buy, meaning you have immediately the money you spend. And who's going to do the construction? The universities. Like I said, if you need more expertise, hire. I hope you will not contract this job like the person warned you. Not to say when we talk of blue economy, you go and bring one vessel from abroad to come and fish. They can come as partners, and they should be only when we need them. You see, you telling us that America, we should open our market to America. Are you not stupid? America have how much? 30 trillion. We are on 200 and something billion. It's murder. We are not the same mate. We can't compete with them in any way. So because they have energy, they can make things cheaper than so you can't throw everything you have into our economy. No, we have to protect our economy. Otherwise, we'll never get up. They understand that. Donald Trump, they allow you to throw everything into America. Why should they throw everything into our land? And we'll come to that. That becomes where government that have integrity talks. They get to know it first. It's not miracle. So that is number 2. So in other words, the universities can now be the hub that they're going to drive our economy. The university now drives our economy. And you see, I even went as far as including law. You know, Do you know that we can offer legal services? University should be offering legal services. I don't know why they are not. Students who are already studying law, they can write contracts already. They can do a lot. They can even work. They do your company registration for you. This is what they study. You know the problem? There is no legal aid to community or legal community service or legal. Let's say DESU community legal service. You know, so that one that company is set up to support small businesses in the area or even internationally, and they begin to make money. They can go to court, do some civil dispute. They can make money. And as they're making money, students are learning. So they don't even need to finish and go to one bloody law school. When you are in the university, you have the practical knowledge already to do anything. When you come out, you are ready. NYC will be scrapped because we don't need it. The so-called NYC, we don't need it. You see, that national orientation which Gowon wanted, we don't need it because we are now, the country will be stabilized because we are having a growing economy. See, the problem we have is not really the Hausa man, the Yoruba man, or the Boma. We don't hate each other. What we are dragging is money. Small money which is coming from oil. That's the only reason we are fighting. That's why you are fighting to take over such a position. By the time you see that your university is not making your money, this one's making money. Who cares? I don't want to be a counselor anymore. No, I don't want that because I'm going to make the same money if I work in my university farm. I'm not saying only the university alone because the local government should always do their own part. But imagine how much Nigeria will be making if the governor of Delta State and the local government chairman are thinking right. That is what I thought this economic summit is all about. Don't forget, I may not be right, but I'm advocating for a state-led economic transformation that positions the universities and other public institutions as the central hub for industrial production and innovation. Again, it's going to go more than this because then you have community farms which will support this. We have the local government farms which will support this. But all of them will not be in line with one mission, like Angela said, pick 3 crops and concentrate. So if we concentrate on those things, we'll be growing. In fact, the growth we cannot even compare it. That's what I'm advocating. All right. So if we can understand this, then we are really we are ahead. So let me quickly take my little next few minutes to take a look at how university is going to help us to make money, as I outlined in my book, which is not the only thing, because I'm looking at it in the context of this economic summit and what came true from these intellectuals that were gathered. You know, it is so beautiful that you can imagine what Patrick's going to say. He's a Pan-Africanist. He's going to say, think of the whole of Africa, which is correct. You now have the African Free Trade the trade agreement, which allows us now to feed into the whole of Africa. So whatever you produce, you have 1.4 billion people. I think we are more. We should be up to 2 billion people in the African continent. And besides, we are even more because if you go around the whole of Africa, the whole black people around the world, we're about 2 billion people that are going to consume your product. So if you make a movie, you have that market. You farm, you have that market. What's your problem? Your education, you have that market. Nigerians, we can't get it wrong. Like I said, our problem is not corruption. Our problem is lack of production. So if we align them, I'm not saying today that to achieve that production, we should adopt a state-led economic transformation. State engineers, state is behind it. They now use universities and other arms, other institutions like the kings, the local government, to achieve this economic transformation. And I can tell you, in 1 year, our face will be different. Simple. It's not that difficult. And I'm gonna analyze that a little bit further now. Now let's take a look at this. Like I said, how is the university going to help us to do this? Now let's look at the university. If you look at this kind of summarize everything, how the university would operate in a very simple fashion. If you look at this carefully, you can see that when you go to school, you're going to earn some money. You're going to learn technically. That's why your certificate will be a technical graduate. You see, the problem is this. Nigerians separate theory from practical. And that's something I don't understand. Let's talk about that a little for 1 minute. Oh, this is a technical school. This is a comprehensive school. This is this. Why? A human being trained in any theoretical, you should know the practical. So why are you making one school technical college? Technical school, why the other one is not? The question I'm asking is, why is our university, which is the basis of education, which is the body charged with education, why are they separating? Why are you now creating some technical training to come and support the university? What is right is for the university to incorporate technical skills in their training. This is something the whole world is struggling to deal with, even the United Kingdom. They've not been able to answer that question. And it's so simple, my brothers and sisters. Like what I just designed now. If you see what I designed in this last piece, you have all these companies which are owned by the universities. Directly or indirectly, that thing they send you to go and do. If you go to poly, they send you on industrial training, industrial attachment. If you go to teacher training, when I did NCE, they send us on teaching practice. In law, you finish and you go to law school to become a barrister. In engineering, I'm sure. In fact, my friend was telling me that if you study geology in the UK, you must go and work as a geologist in one site for some 1 year before you come back and they give you certificate. So you can imagine, the question I ask myself is, if I am going to own a university that have a geology department, then I must be able to have a geological firm that actually go out and make money. How does people you do go? Oh, okay, wait. This is when I open a TV station. This is why I was confused. And that's why my TV never grew. Somebody asking me, how will people come and advertise in your company? And I said I did create SRTV to be waiting for people to come and patronize me. My vision is to use my platform to produce products and sell my product. So that's why you have SRTV farm. SRTV have accommodation. They are not running it well. SRTV events alone. There's so many. There's hardly every branch of SRTV where you don't have an event. And a massive event at that. They are not being realized because I don't have the manpower and I don't have the resources to get it done. So that is a vision. That's what I'm sharing. So it is not true that my template is not perfect. It is. Otherwise, every second you hear SRTV doing the next presidential in Abuja, they're doing Miss Intelligent in Lagos, they're doing the Delta Expo in Delta, and I'm doing the Nigerian Week in London. And if I sit down and talk about the number of events SRTV could do in London, why will SRTV be waiting for you? He can create jobs. We can create products that can give us money. That's exactly what I'm saying. The university, when are you training people for that? Why don't you create those jobs and make money? Do you hear me, sir? And this message goes to the vice chancellors. But they can't do this alone because they are working with the state. And only when the state is intentional about this, then they will create this enabling, that's what I call an enabling environment. For university to embark in solar farm and begin to create that solar farm, construct a site, and begin to use it to supply power to people. You know, wait, Nigerians. How can a university, electrical department of a university not have light? And you are electrical department of a university, you don't have light. And there's solar panel today. There's solar energy. And if you go and buy solar energy, you should be all in prison. I'll close that university down. Construct your own panel. What are the things that they use to make the panel? That's something you study every day, sir. It's not even science anymore. That's a job a technician could do. The only reason I'm saying the university do it so the university can add innovation. They can do research on it. Because this is how it's going to, you know why? That's why we've never grown. Because if you separate it like this, meaning our university people are not doing research in the critical area they should be doing. Now, let me explain this. If we are doing solar panel and it's become part of the university curriculum and the student learn practically solar panel, when they pick their project, their research project, it's going to be something in that area. Before you know it, we will discover something that has not been discovered. How can we even contribute to knowledge? You see, this whole thing we're talking about now, if you separate practical from theory, we are behind, and that is where we are. And I wish my book could actually explain all this. Not all of them will be in the book. Some of them you get from me when I talk, and some of them is here. So what I'm saying, my people, is this. We are already there. We are so close. The university is there to help us, and they can't help us. Now let's go. Let me go with first one. I've already talked about this today. Imagine your university, those of you now sitting down idle. You have nothing to do in your university, Mr. VC. State governor. What I'm saying is, in fact, I already designed something before. Set up a state film fund, because you don't have time to do it, under the Ministry of the Economy, Arts and Culture. Set up a state film fund. That film fund work with this university department to what? They're not interested in your training. We're interested in the business aspect of it. You now set up a studio with the university. In that studio, they're going to produce films and music for sale. They're not for the Christmas. So the university start to produce movies and music using the lecturers, the students, and they can have partners with professionals. The product will be better than anything Nollywood have ever produced. Will be better than anything Burna Boy ever sang. Because you're not combining intellectual knowledge to this practical skill. Let me tell you one funny thing. And I said it on my last show. You know, in my book, I analyzed this. As a film student, you've been learning about long take. One long take is you don't allow the camera to cut. Nollywood does close-ups, you know. Nollywood, every time you cut to the person's face, because it's dialogue driven. No. The reason it's called theatrical repetition is you want to show the spectacle. And it's always in long take. You don't cut anyhow. So you let the screen stay. There are some scenes you want to create. It will have more impact if you allow the camera to stay. And if you cut it, you will miss it. Now, if you study this in theory, and you never have the chance to make a movie with it. See, if you were in a movie set, you'll be telling you, before you know, you'll be shipping it to director. This may work better with a long take. And if you are directing, you're not going to try, I don't like this close-up here. You know what? Let's do this. Listen, on my set, there was one thing. Because of my deep knowledge in this, I told my actors that, okay, the dialogue in this scene, we're not going to, I've written the script, it's with dialogue. And I told my actress, there will be no dialogue on this scene. I want the two of you to remain on this set. I'm not going to cut it. There will be no cut, no close-up. You stay on the set and act it out for me, what is said. Instead of saying it, show it in action. They were confused. But they did it at the end. They did it very well at the end. They did it very well. So, it is perfectly okay. It is perfectly okay to do what I'm saying. It is not rocket science. So, this is one of them. So, if you, with this kind of arrangement, the university will be making money, the state will be getting a piece of the money, and the student will be making money because they will be paid in the course of working. And that above all, they will go home with a practical skill that they can go and pick a camera and make a movie. Let's quickly talk about the next product, because I talk it one by one, so that no one is dominating the other. Now let's take a look at the farm. Add this to the stage, man. Yes, look at this. You see, this is agriculture as a model. All right. If you do this, you're winning. If you try this, you are winning. You know why? This is perfect. Perfect. The state work with the university to have a farm, like I've been saying. You see the kind of glass house you have behind? See how you're going to get this wrong. And then you can go into processing later, but let's talk about cultivating it first. With only a glass house, massive glass house. You begin to know how much teach you, because you're not going to farm like every other old woman on the farm. These people are not taught to farm in the old way. But you know the funniest thing, they are taught in theory. They never see it happen. And the people feeding us are the old people who still carry cutlass and go to the farm. It has to stop. What I'm saying is the universities can have the farm inside the campus or even outside the campus. You see, the university now, the VC, you see what I'm saying? You are now a businessman. You're not one academic bagger. You are a businessman that can make this work. So you have your own farm, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. With time, you're going to have multiple farms. Because it's not only one kind of farm. Maybe you're farming poultry here, maybe you're farming fishing here, maybe you're farming animals here, then you're farming crops here. All these ones, you look for the right suitable place and you begin to farm. How is this going to work? The state now work with you, because the state is doing business. They want to make money. They want to be productive, and they are being productive through you. Percentage will be shared. Students will then learn the practical art of farming, be it whatever you're doing. It could be fishing. If they do that, like the blue economy we're talking about now, this is who can do it better than the university. And then if we do that, students will already learn the art of farming fish. University will now be productive, make money. Money will now be made to the state. The student will not only earn money, they will learn the practical work. Now, where is this wrong, sir? Oh, let's go, because we have a lot of areas to reach today. These are the learned boys. You know, you go to school. When you graduate, they say go to law school. Stupidity of the highest order. Stupidity. Do you know that I'm crazy to open my mouth and be able to talk? I'm arrogant, yes. But the level where I'm talking from, listen to it. Why will a child go to school, go and spend 5 years in university, then you send him to another 1 year? In the course of that 5 years, it's enough for anything to be learned. I did degree in the UK for 3 years. In Nigeria, I do it for 4 or 5 years. They're not doing better. Are you being sincere in what you're learning? Are you teaching people the right thing? Is your curriculum ready? Are they designed? These are questions that the universities couldn't answer in Nigeria and even most part of the world. I'm not talking, my book is not for Nigeria alone, but okay, because I base it on Nigerian thinking. So that's why it may be more applicable to us. It's good for the whole of Africa and perhaps the rest of the world. Because the last time I checked, the British Prime Minister, the new one, just said that every child must learn practical skill at the age of 14. When you're in primary school, you're already learning practical skill. And you know why they're doing this? They want to make sure that they graduate technical graduates. And I'm saying that when you graduate from my university model as a lawyer, you already have the skills, because you must have been to court to practice. You must have been, even that law school, I don't think they send you to that bloody to go and practice. They teach you just something more, which is stupidity of the highest order. But when you're here, you must have written a couple of contracts. It's either you're doing the civil law, or you're doing business law, or you're doing constitutional law. You are clear already. So when you finish, you go straight, because you're already working when you're in the university. By the time you get to year 4, you're already on top. You're already in contract. You're going to defend cases already. Because by the time you get to year 2, what are you doing in the school? Because if you do the year 1, and by the time year 2, you're already going to court. You're going to be there as an apprentice then. Then by year 3, you're already talking in the court. By year 4, you can pick up a case and run it. Is it rocket science? But why would they finish? Even when they still graduate, even after law school today, they are still not employable. Mona no vessel. I'm a lawyer. So I know what I'm saying. I am not guessing. And I've come across many, 1, 2, 3 of them who cannot be helpful. Let's take a look at another area. Very beautiful one. I came across this, and I love the beautiful people here. Look at them, the pharmacies. You know, are you not confused? Lamumba, Professor, yeah, God will bless you. We need to take a look at this picture. When I see the white pictures, and I just love this economy, you know. Nigerians, it's India that give us paracetamol. The paracetamol we take in Nigeria coming from India. Now, can you ask yourself, what is it in making the paracetamol? What is in a paracetamol that a university cannot make? What is in an antibiotic that you can be sure of that Nigerian cannot make? But we are importing all these things. And we have people going to study pharmacy. We've never been able to open one pharmaceutical big firm in one Nigerian university. It has to stop. In partnership with the state will just, okay, you pharmacy department, let's do this. Your pharmacy will open a pharmaceutical production factory inside the universities or by the corner side of the university, no space, but I'm sure there's enough space. Then that is the firm. That firm attend to everybody, meaning everybody that want to buy drugs within the campus know where to buy drugs, and they can go and we can also sell to the public and export to the rest of the world. And now we now go into production of medicine. The chemical component of every medicine, this is what this bagger they study here. Look at them. You see what they're doing? That's what they're doing now. They know it, but they never practice it. You don't see medical students, pharmaceutical students doing this in Nigeria. They're always in the class, writing book, cramming, preparing for exam. Rubbish! This is how pharmaceutical students should look like. Doing the work. Lecturer comes, he talks to them here, they do the practical work. And you imagine these people now can even actually do a research on a particular disease that is killing us, and they will find a cure. Because this is what they think, it's what they work about. They're not like me and you. But the lack of practical in their study, they only graduate and start looking for a job to train them. It has to stop. And this is what I said. The solution is in what I propose now. The state in partnership with the university, but the only university cannot do this. They don't have the manpower. But I think with time, they will tell the state to go to hell. With time, they will tell the state, we don't have your time. We can do this on our own. Go to hell. Because university will be able to raise enough money then. By the time you do this for 4 or 5 years, university will be taking more initiative before the state will even know. Because by the time a VC now see how much he can make, it's not going to wait anymore. VC ain't waiting for you. It's going to expand. Because it's making money. See, and we must be careful. This brings me the very word of Atiku Abubakar. If you're not a businessman, do not be a VC. Do not be a governor. You can never be a local government chairman, not even think of president. You must be knowing that you are a businessman. You are here to run the affairs of this university to make money. So the university can be sustained. You know, everything I do is in my blood. If you know, when I started filmmaking, the set of people that come to me, oh, we want to make film. Why do you want to make this film? It's my passion. Okay, go home. I don't do film for passion. The people who have been doing film for passion with me, they are no more with me. They've gone into other businesses. Why? Because they're not making money. If you do anything and you cannot feed your family, it will be bad. Nollywood is successful because they can feed themselves. There's a market for it. So that's what we're going to do, people. We're going to turn the Nigerian universities into a production hub. And I've been analyzing this, and I won't stop there. Let's go. Who are these people? I like this. Automotive engineering. Do I need to explain this? Mechanics, not they look for job, oh, Nigerians. Mechanics are not looking for jobs. Our engineers, they will graduate, no jobs. They don't even know what they're doing. Can you imagine? An engineer went to study. He knows everything. He understands thermodynamics. He can tell you, he can quote it off it. He has not even seen the car engine. Never see him once. He never take it. I see him. And now this on the other side is a mechanic who went to learn the work. He knows everything, but he doesn't even understand what is the thermodynamics of how it works. But if he hear the sound, he know what the fault is. I am saying we need to merge these two now. We want to produce a set of new Nigerians who understand, who are mechanics in their head and in their body. So meaning they're going to be technically oriented graduates who can fix our cars. You see, their hands are dirty. They know where to test. They know where to go. And they are even smiling. Your car will be ready in a few minutes, sir. And you are sure that your car has been fixed. They will even give you guarantee because they know what they're doing. Hello? My staff was fixing the car all through yesterday. I feel sorry for her. You understand? I wish I could explain better. But what I'm saying is this, Mr. Governor, how can you get this wrong? If you are not listening to this video with open mind, now God will punish you now, because God now don't take suffer our children. Because what I'm saying here is simple arithmetic. It's not mathematics that's difficult to digest and say, okay, let me think. There's nothing to think here. A mechanic, this guy studying automobile engineering, they have this workshop. So what I'm saying now is, in the university, Delta State University, let me use Delta State, we have an automobile center where you fix cars. There, they fix people's car. The car we drive in, students and lecturers all dress up. We fix your car for you. You know what? They have the machine to test where the fault is. They can lose it quickly. Not this, they don't need to like it. They lose it with machine, and they discover, they tell you what you need to throw away, what you need to replace. And important thing, even the other department, very just called the mechanical engineering, are turning out the parts you need. They are just turning it out. So they go and pick the parts, and you pay for the parts, and they put it, and your car is ready. Your car is like new again. No. When tell me where maybe I'm the one that I'm thinking I'm having mental problem. I want somebody to teach me something else. Something I don't know, I want to be taught. Otherwise, this is really, really sad. So the way it is for me right now, we are sitting on a gold mine, and we are suffering. It does not make sense. I'm coming, I'm not done yet. Because you know why? I'm gonna try and rush through all today, and maybe another day I'll spend time on only one department. Because only film that I'm working on, I'm not done with it. So I could write a whole book on how the university education in the film sector could become the #1 Nigerian economy. True, because I'm going to use the case. I've done it before. I'll compare Hollywood and what Nollywood can do. And in using the university model, I'll be producing films that will compete with Hollywood without sweat. The setting of the university get it ready for me. The camera will move as much as I want. They can be easily taught to do anything, and their story pattern will be unique. How? And you know the funny thing, there will be innovation, because you see people doing research in this. You know, there's something I keep saying. You know, we've not really explored some areas of our economy, of our creative economy. We've not seen it. We've not think about it. I saw this morning, I celebrated James Ibori's birthday. How many of you have ever thought of making a film about him? He's an icon. Whether you're positive or negative, make the movie, son. If you make a film about James Ibori, it's already sold. What are you looking for? Hey, Hollywood, listen to me. You see that Wike? Wike is money in the making. I would like to make a film about Wike. Because he's such an idiot, yes. But he's somebody, he's a character. He has some positive side. He might be just a weak man with his women at home. There must be something he likes. Maybe he likes women. Maybe he likes food. There's something. Make his story. And that is we selling our story to ourselves. And we learning from one another. And perhaps maybe that is one way even to correct all this evil we're seeing in our society. By the time they know we're going to make a film about them, and this is what the film will look like, they'll begin to behave well. Hallelujah. See, Nigerians, I'm not here to teach you something new. But I am here to advocate one thing today, and it is important. That we need a state-led economic transformation that reposition, that is centered around the universities and other higher institutions and other institutions we have. We could be the traditional institutions, the local government, and any small municipality. Anyway you break it down, this becomes your production hub. So it's easier for the state government to tap in and say, okay, hey, those of you in the Burutu area, anywhere, let's see. Let's create also kind of school in that place, maybe a marine school in your area. But the marine school, me as a governor, I know what I'm looking for. I'm going to fish. And this one in marine, blue economy. I'm thinking like that. And I'll be making so much money from that area that you think is a waste. Money. Because we are blessed. Every part of the country is blessed in its own way. Have you people heard me talk about oil money since? No. But let me just talk about one thing before I close this presentation. Because I think if I talk too much, we're going to miss it. Because I'm going to go back and close it with the summit. I talk about geology. Now, Uniben, I know you have geology because one of my girlfriend was studying geology there. Geologists, what do they do? Have they even gone on the ground to study what we have in Delta State? Now, that will be the research, which is the part I'm going to talk about now. The research and innovation that will come in. Because when these people study mechanical engineering this way, this automobile engineering this way, these guys begin to think far. What if we just manufacture our own and put our own car, and this is how our car going to look like? Supposing the engine don't need to do this, supposing we make engine from this. You see, this is how questioning innovation, questioning research, questioning new things happen. We said we have discovered something new, and then we'll make it and sell to the rest of the world. But we cannot do it with mechanics. My mother in the farm cannot put one innovation in the farm that I'm going to sell to the West. But a university graduate, a young girl and boy, can do that for us. Nigerians, we have an advantage here. I know all I'm saying is like theory, but it's not. It's not. And until we learn this, we will never grow. So imagine a geology department of a university now really having a geological firm. Oh God. Maybe our job now to go discover what is on the ground or taking it out. Because geology will come with technology. May team with all the body to do exploration. Then before you know it, we'll start drilling all our oil. Because if we can discover it, then we think of how to drill it. Must it be that we must wait for the Oyibo Oboriwori style to come and do it for us? That is the part I don't understand. Nigerians, why am I taking my time to do all this presentation today? Because I'm trying to say to you that we can and we should do it. I don't want to hear enabling environment. The enabling environment is who are going to do it. The enabling environment will be you and the university doing it. Don't leave it for the university. The state government have 40% shares. University, you have 40%. The student have 20%. 40% is a lot of money. 20% is a lot for students to share. So they're going home with some money. When they're graduating, you paying them off. Don't worry, they're not waste because they're going to work and make money for us. But keep that 20%. That's their payoff. They are paid as workers. So I'm talking of the profit. Mock up that model. Before you know it, oh God. Before you know it, every boy in school will be working hard to buy his car. You will not tell them to be serious with the farm. And by the time they enjoy money making in the university, they're not coming out to go and look for a job. They're going to make their money. Imagine a child who works in a farm and he was paid, or a mechanic, somebody who's able to do this. Why is in school? He cannot fix a car. You think he's going to come back and let you employ him? He's not employable by you. He's an employer. He becomes an employer immediately. How can Nigeria not take advantage of what I'm saying? I cannot. Onojewo said a reason why I cannot tell. So let's go back to the summit, my people. You know, we say, where far waka go now, the waka where pass go now, go pass come back. This is how I started. I still want to thank the state government. I want to commend you. I want to congratulate you for the one of successful. I know today 2 months have started, so I'm going to let people get on with the work. But I'm going to take a look at the videos and I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to talk about them. Now, the reason all I'm trying to do is to hear what you're going and where you're learning to. And don't forget, I have a stake in Delta State. It's not your own. It's not your own. It's not your own. Your time will come and you go. My children will inherit this. Your children will inherit this. So this is not about me and you. It's about the generation come. And the ones we can plant now will be good for them. So when we take a look at the Delta State Economic Summit, what have you learned, my people? And I'm going to throw this out for you guys out there. On this broadcast today, I'm going to share a little test with it, which is what I wrote. And unfortunately, I presented 2 things. In one, I talk about the summit, which is an issue of its own. And I talk about where I was just reviewing what the people are saying. As I was reviewing it, the thing that came to me is only thing that is missing in this summit, as they were acknowledging everybody, I didn't hear them acknowledge the vice chancellors or the university institutions. And I'm wondering, How are you going to do this without research and innovation? I think Patrice mentioned that. You need to have research and innovation. And the question is, what model are you going to use? Are you the one going to farm? Who are you going to farm with? Because Madam said we should take 3 crops and do it. With who? How? What is in Asaba? He doesn't know anything. And we talk about the blue economy. Why are we planning to do that? That's why I said, you're not bringing the university. Before now, it's already a failure. Now, it's not too late. Now, bring them in because they become the hub of our production. They can make us money. Universities can make us money. And so, in the beautiful presentation I have seen so far, nobody identified that. And that is sad. Because the royal fathers were there, what are they going to do? Are they going to, what are royal fathers going to do? You are talking of competing with the rest of the world. You need your young mind, the brilliant mind, the think tank of the nation, the universities. And you're having this kind of big economic summit. I didn't see them. Do you know, I expect the university to be well represented at this summit. There should be a corner for all the 12 universities, for all the polytechnics, because it's Delta State Economic Summit. Because these are the people who are going to take the message back and work on them. But what did you got that wrong? And again, this is what I said, consultation is important. And you know some of the things you think you're going to pay for? They have it there already. I said one day that if I become the governor, the first thing I will tell them is, hey, young people, I want a blueprint, 3D in nature of the new Delta. This is what I want to see. In fact, it's an assignment. You will see people coming out, how our real estate will look like, that's in terms of our housing, how electricity is going to look like, how the mechanical sector going to look like, how our farms going to look like. You begin to see that, and then you put it together, and before you know it, you have a beautiful Delta of the 21st century. You're telling people, give me, no you, sir. Tell the universities, tell them to give you a blueprint, a vision of the 21st century sector in the area they are working. You don't know it. They know. If you tell the agric student, give me a modern farming structure of the 21st century, they're going to tell you things, sir, that you never even think of. The one I know is the one I read. I'm not in agric. So I read that in Israel at the moment, they don't even do irrigation anymore. It's artificial intelligent irrigation. They drop the swing quantity that see, all these things begin to come. Okay, when they will give you that farm, they will include all these things. And then you tell them, give me a model, 3D model of how it will look like. That becomes your agric. Okay, now those town planning. Okay, tell us which part of the state will be farming, because they are trained in this. And then before you know it, they'll begin to tell you, oh, this one should be here, this one should be here. So the agric student I've given you how the farm will look like, you now put it where the estate planner want us to put them. Can this be so difficult, sir? Pay me my money. I be like I shower one in my fork just now. If you not pay me, we go fight. That is free. That is free, sir. And if you don't believe, if you don't take any word I say today, then it is you that is a witch that is destroying us. Listen to what I said. I said, the first thing is to have a plan. Engineering student, say, where do you see the engineering sector? Let's be automobile engineering repair of the 21st century. Look at the new cars. Look at the challenges we are facing. Now come up with a plan of a company that will be able to meet the 21st century. You see, Oga, they will come up with a blueprint, put it in 3D. Town planning, they already told you where it will be. You plant it there. You've achieved something. Now, the next stage will be, how do you get that to happen? Which is what I'm talking about now. If the university come up with it, they already thought about it. It is that same department you go to. It's okay, now, let's put that thing into action. This is the funding you need. This is what you need. This is how we're going to run it, so that the state will make money, the university will make money, and the student working will be paid. Clap for me. I beg. Wait. Clap for that decrease. You know, Lisa there, only she had teachers in those days. He said, fall down. Bam. No, he look around. Nobody press her. Now he say, now it's knocking head. You see Lisa before, he doesn't come knocking head. He said, I try. I fall from that place. I know die. That thing he taught us with Ijenico, the hungry one. Emo, Camumelo, don't die. Well, I'm now an old man, so I can imagine how old it should be now. You know, so people, we are at a crossroad, and a beautiful one at that. Oborori, why I commend you, why I congratulate you for this beautiful thinking. This is the beginning, like I put in my report today. This is just the beginning. There are so many things you jumped, they cannot come to play, and I'm not giving you how to achieve that. I want to see on the Delta State website. Those of you talking now, shut up when I'm talking. I want to see the Delta State website with a blueprint of the new Delta. So next time when we're talking of Delta State, when you go to the website, you know how Delta State is going to look like in the next 20, 40 years. That is according to Oboriwori. Let the other administration improve on it. You see, in that way, they don't begin to, you know why? Sometimes I was going to blame you guys. That this governor will do this one, the other one will do this one, the other one will do this one. Meanwhile, you are the one handing over to each other. It's not as if we've seen any major political party shift in ideology. Ibori left. He gave power to his brother. Oduan left. It's the same Bori that gave power to Okowa. They all worked together before. Okowa brought Oboriwori. It might not be the same people. So how come that there's no continuity in your projects? It's because there's no plan. Oboriwori, make history, please, for us. Let's have a plan. You will see that the next governor will not be able to deviate from it. You can't become British Prime Minister and just say trash things. No. You begin to follow the existing government plan. You only do it better and you add to it. You don't trash things. Because the vision of the country where it's going to be in the next 40 years is being outlined. You can make it better. But at least there becomes a sense of where we are going. Moses said, follow me, I'm taking you to your father's land. May God bless us. May God bless Delta State, and may God bless Nigeria. And may God bless our governor and all those of you who were gathered there in this difficult time to talk about, to throw light on our economy. Don't forget, any show you see me talk about, it will be about economy. Because everything in life is about economy. Somebody doesn't like you. It's not true. It's not your face. It doesn't like money. Say if you get better money, anything you're looking for, you'll get it. So Nigeria or Delta State would be G7 today had we had money. It's not because of the color of our skin that people don't want to put us as call us G7. We don't have money. So to get there, let us make money and be recognized by the rest of the world. And that is what my show is all about today. And I said the philosophy for us, because of I study our terrain carefully, and I said, okay, we don't have access to finance, so it would be stupid to say that the private sector should do this. So the state should lead the way. And I look at what is available for us. I find that the university is already there, actually becoming a liability to us. Turn this around. Let them become the production hub. And the student that goes out and become a menace, some of them are now becoming Yahoo guests, now becoming Ron's guests. No, how can a guy that did this? Wait first. Let me show you this. How can a guy that finished this become a Ron's girl? He's gonna go and make movies. How can a guy that did this? She's not. You go respect her and God will punish you. How can a lawyer like this be a wrong girl? You're not gonna be wrong girl. You know, it can never be Ron's girl. Because they are trained already with skills that can pay their bills. They're not looking for you. If they go out with you, it's because they love you. Thank you very much for joining me today. Don't forget, today is one of those shows I made without too much courses because the topic is deep and the essence of it is unique. You see these people now, and I also want to say this, these are not dirty farmers. Look at these beautiful kids farming for us, feeding us. Ain't about beauty. They're still beautiful. Don't take the beauty from them. That is what I'm saying. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is what I do best. I'll be here again tomorrow to look at another because I'm going to take a more detailed look at this. Like I said, today I got inspired. I'm going to do another show on SRTV, which is going to be a documentary series. I've not titled it yet, but I'm going to start with James Ibori. And because his birthday kind of brings something to me, You know, if I tell Ibori's story, a lot will be learned. During his time, what did he do? What did he do right? What did he do wrong? You know, and some of those things. So I'm gonna use this show at the end of it now to again call on, say happy birthday to the man. Happy birthday, James Ibori, for what you've done. And sometimes I really criticize you very harshly, but I can remember I did a documentary on you, and one thing that came true, because I did the documentary, was your struggle for the resource control. That's what we are enjoying today. You went out, you take a risk, you brought resource control, which no other governor has been able to do. And sometimes we don't remember all these things. Oh, he stole money. That's all they're going to remember. But your contribution, your immense contribution, I want to look at your economic approach then. And I will be looking at it in the context of your time, not in the context of now. Don't forget, everybody will not think like me. But I'll be coming back in the coming days to start this program, and I will start with James Ibori as one of those people, what I call them, the young girls do something today and I'm going to borrow her wares. You know, I want to borrow her wares. James Ibori, whether you like it or not, is a national institution in human form. How about that? So we're going to take a look at those people who are national institutions or global institution in human forms. I'll be doing that show with one or two persons. You know how I'll be analyzing it. I'll be looking at what they did politically, the things they do. But I'll take a look at their personal life, like a documentary. But it will be done on my show, so we can take a look at that. And we will be seeing how much that can bring us in. Thank you very much again for being with me today and being on my boring show. Because I know, because I don't have a lot of viewers, that's why I know. But you know what I said before, you know, if you know what you're doing, then you're not shaken by this. Because when I started SRTV, I had a vision. That's why I can still be here 2 years down the line, even without big fault, because I have done. I didn't create SRTV to be this platform, blah, blah, blah. No, my own is to use it to become, and that's why we do the Nigerian Week in London, we do the next presidential, the one in Asaba, and the one in Lagos. Thank you very much. I wish Nigerian government can top copy from what I have done to start to do it. SRTV could have been the traditional TV station waiting for advert or waiting for this. No. Instead, SRTV is productive. Delta State can be productive. And SRTV is not waiting for people to do it. We are doing it. Even when we partner with you, sometimes on the state, we want to do this with you. We want to do this with King. We want to do this with it. Okay? Let that be your mission for Delta State. Thank you very much. And I will be here again tomorrow to actually take a look more and more into some of these areas that I think we need most. For now, God bless you. Bye.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for